Hello everyone, this is WarnogGamer4 here with another challenge run video. For this one, we're going to be doing more of a meme run. And as the title and the thumbnail suggests, we are doing a T-pose run. Indeed, we will be T-posing our enemies till they fall. As for the rules, we don't need no rules, as long as we T-pose. Anyway, let's get this ball rolling. We first start off by exiting our first life in the game, Vare face punch for that good luck, and get the horse and the summoning bell just in case, and get the faith knot crystal tier, one piece of the lift medallion, our physic whatever it's called, and the sleeping pot cookbook. We exchange silence with Maliketh, get the other half of the medallion, get the intelligence knot crystal tier, and pretty much all the golden seeds and the secret tiers on the way to the Dectus lift. Once we're here at Altus Plateau, we get the one mask that will assert our dominance, along with increasing our Golden Order incantation damage, and that's the Radiant Gold Mask. After getting the last of the golden seeds and sacred tiers I can get my hands on, we go to the Minor Erdtree Church to pick up the Golden Order seal, and a spare from Hector, my arms dealer, so we can maximize the damage we can do with the T-pose. After receiving the wrong one, we quickly switch and get the copy of the seal, and quickly send him off before someone invades. Now it's time to farm to buy our T-pose incantation, the Litany of a Proper Death, one of the worst incantations in the game. With how weak it is, we need to inject as much damage as we can into it. So off to Mount Gilmer to get a Somber 6 stone, die by a giant creepy crawly hand, join the manor of the volcano, ignore the pain of rolling through the lava, get the Somber 5 stone, and raise the bridge for later use. Now we farm for a while to be able to use the incantation and upgrade our seal to +6. The use of this incantation on normal enemies is abysmal. Even for enemies it was meant to be used against, which is the undead, it's still pretty garbage. I will give it this though, it's good against the Deathrite birds, but for the stats required it's not worth it. Anyway, let's take out Invader Anastasia. She can kinda be cheesed by standing on top of the ruined wall. As long as you don't touch the floor, her AI stays confused, but she can still dodge attacks pretty well. To the point that I eventually ran out of blue Gatorade juice and need to reset. Second time around I was more efficient in my T-pose use and eventually took her down, so we can get the Sacred Scorpion Charm. Now it's time to farm for a long damn while, just to level up and reach the legendary number of all time, and after bullying a bunch of frenzy fanatics, buy urgent heal from Brother Corrin, and now we fight the tree avatar near the frenzy flaming tower. Tree avatar wasn't hard at all, as nearly most of its attacks are very punishable. The only problem is how little damage we do. Reminds me of the amount of damage I used to deal out in my staff melee damage only challenge run with no Ash of War. The difference is that this run, as of right now, is more difficult, because I have a limited amount of FP I can use for the incantation with a very low amount of health flasks. With the T-pose costing 17 FP, it's pretty damn expensive for how low damaging it is. And after a 12 minute and 32 seconds, the tree avatar goes down, giving us the Holy Shrouding Crack tier. Now it's time to fight Margit. And after fighting him in the first round and getting a feel to when to strike, he sends me off the cliff. For the winning attempt, his jump attacks can be punished. And the spiked barricades can be used as cover to safely hit him. The only problems in this fight were his throwing knives, as they can interrupt the incantation cast. And once we reach his second phase, his jumping hammer slam also gives me time to send out an attack. And with just the use of 10 FP flasks, Margit bows to the power of T-posing, with the fight taking about 23 minutes and 19 seconds. And I also died one time. Now that we've robbed him of his talisman pouch, we go to the Purified Ruins to get the 2-finger heirloom so it can help us at the Lux Ruins, and just die, and die, and die again. All I did was die to this boss. Now this is the suffering of a professional T-poser. But eventually I take the queen down. Just have to be really precise in my positioning, because one miscast pretty much spells death. I blame my deaths on the boss's weird hurt boxes. That fight took 6 minutes and 8 seconds, with a total time with attempts being around 21 minutes, and I died 6 times. With the boss down, we get the Ritual Sword Talisman for bonus damage. Now we run through Stormveil Castle, avoiding the explosive ballista, and trick this enemy into betraying his friends with the flamethrower. Allocate my flask so we can fight Godrick, and due to the low amount of damage we're dealing, we take the L due to the lack of blue potions. So we go and fight the Deathbird at the lake, and witness the incantation shine for the only time in its life. Now that we've got the red feathered branch sword talisman, we then go to the Celia Crystal Tunnel to get the faithful Candace talisman. And after getting to low health, we go against Godrick again. But even though I used the branch sword talisman for half of the fight, it still wasn't enough. And after going crazy for a bit while brainstorming for ideas, I decided to farm for I don't know how long till I was over 800,000 runes, just to level up faith and intelligence. You know, looking back at it now, it wasn't a good idea. I should have increased mind as well. I also went and got Golden Vow, but now we're stuck here because of an invader. But after T-posing them for a bit, I think it drove them mad enough to skydive off the cliff. Now it's time to truly face Godrick. The strategy for fighting against Godrick with Litany of a Proper Death is to hit him hard and fast for his first phase. And because the incantation has a pretty good amount of range, we can safely bait out attacks, as nearly all of his attacks are safe to punish. When second phase hits, we heal up to max health and switch off the branch sword talisman to the ritual sword talisman. Now it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. With one last T-pose and one flask to spare, Godrick goes down, with the fight taking about 10 minutes and 35 seconds. I had to do 3 retries, and the total time with attempts was about 22 minutes. With Godrick down, we go to Red Main Castle to challenge Radahn, and I'm summoning for this fight so all the NPCs can witness my glorious T-pose in battle. Totally not because they can help me suffer less. My T-pose against him only does about 96 damage to him. The NPCs took most of the aggro, and being able to do the T-pose on the horse got me out of a lot of trouble at the time. Not much else to say, as the summons helped a lot in the battle. Bless you, Torrent, for taking blows that can insta-kill me. With the summons hitting the final blow, Radahn goes down, with the fight taking about 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Now it's time to prep my health, just to get melted by the horse with spicy breath. And because of this, we go to Vare because it's time to do his quest. Going to the Blood Ruins, we invade an NPC. I don't know when they added this offline feature for the quest, but I ain't complaining. Now we just T-pose at the NPC from far away till they fall to their knees, skip Vike's invasion through some horse parkour, and get the blood favor to get the teleport item to reach Mohg's palace early for the best farm spot in the game. And after T-posing to the masses down below for a very long time, we use 1,000,000 runes to level up. Now we get trapped again, just to die by distance misjudgment. I have no idea how much time I spent T-posing to farm another 1,000,000 runes just to level up. But now, it's time to T-pose the Draconic Tree Sentinal to death. We take advantage at the start to get a few free hits in. Afterwards, it's baiting his shield to give us opportunities to attack. And once the physic buff ends, we heal ourselves and swap talismans. When we reach the lightning phase, we take advantage of our range when the Sentinel does its massive AoE slam. Afterwards, it's time to just dodge everything and attack when available. With one final T-pose, the Draconic Tree Sentinel goes down, with the fight taking about 38 minutes and 28 seconds. I died a total of 5 times, and a total time with attempts is about 1 hour and 39 minutes. With the capital open, we speed right through the place, get smited to death, and dodge an angry gargoyle. Now it's time to face one last boss before we change our main incantation. For Phantom Godfrey, we abuse the range of our T-pose as well as the fact that he dashes towards us when the attack comes out. Not much else to say as he's quite slow and pretty easy to dodge. And with the very last amount of T-post juice used, the false Godfrey goes down kneeling before us, with the fight taking about 12 minutes and 26 seconds, and fortunately done in a single try. Now we go to the roof of the sanctuary to get the Book of the Golden T-pose, Radagon's Ring of Light, also by the law regression for later. Now we start doing Fia's quest, test the lethality of the new T-pose, and the difference is quite obvious. Now off to the Golden Lineage jail to quickly take out Godfrey to get the Godfrey icon for increased charge attack damage from our T-pose. Now to the heart of the rock swamp to take out O'Neil. So can give the golden needle to Millicent, get a spare arm to give to her, take out the Godston Apostle at the Windmill Village, then talk to her to continue her quest. Then we quickly take out an invader, T-pose Patches to submission, so we can buy Margit's shackle. But before we fight Morgott, we go to Raya Lucaria and blitz right through the school, pretty much deleting everything that blocks her way. Just to fight Rennala. In the fight against Rennala, the only problem I had with this fight is the amount of literature that was sent to my face. Other than that, Rennala's first phase is pretty damn easy to take out. Fortunately for us, her second phase was just as easy, as the new T-pose is very deadly. With one final hit, Rennala goes down, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Now it's our time to fight Morgott. For Morgott's first phase, we use the shackle and assert dominance over him with our pristine physique. When we reach second phase, we nearly die to his explosive diarrhea, and we attack whenever it seems safe enough to T-pose. Of course, making mistakes along the fight. And with one final backwards T-pose, Morgott goes down, with the fight taking about 2 minutes and 8 seconds. With Morgott down, we meet up with a connoisseur that follows the same path as us, tell Brother Corin of his location. This misaligned T-pose hits different. It turned a guy to a gal. So we inform Goldmask of our discovery, and with that done, we're now off to the mountaintop of the giants. We get a Somber 7 smithing stone along the way, talks Millicent to continue her quest, reach Castle Sol, the fun house of death, where we fight the commander. He spawns ads, so we quickly delete the commander summon, and deal with the commander himself by abusing the range of our T-pose after he charges at us. With the last hit, Commander Niall goes down, taking about 1 minute and 53 seconds. With the boss down, we get one half of the secret medallion, get the other half from a hiding old man, T-pose the invader. And then we get the Somber 8 Smithing Stone from a beetle. And the Somber 9 Smithing Stone from a guy on a chair. And the Ancient Dragon Somber Stone from near the top of Mohg's palace. Now we can fully upgrade our seal to the max, which has reached a whopping 356 incant scaling. Now we truly possess the deadliest T-pose. Now onward to the consecrated snowfield. We enter the town jail and die multiple times. It's honestly been a while since I died in this place. After T-posing the archers off the roof, we light all the candles and reach the Haligtree, where we assert dominance over the enemies in our way, and unfortunately die at times. And after getting a bit of revenge, it's now time to face Loretta. With the amount of damage we do, it pretty much made her easy to take down. You just got to attack whenever she takes a long time casting a spell, or when she misses her melee attack. But we gotta be careful because one hit would equal death. With the final blow given, Loretta goes down in about 1 minute and 42 seconds. And I also died one time against her at the start of the first attempt. Now we roll through the pool water and fight the ulcerated tree spirit by cheesing it and T-posing it to death. With the tree snake down, we now help Millicent with her sister problems. With her quest done, we give her a 1 T-pose salute. We get the Great Shield Talisman at the cost of our life. Activate Malenia's Grace for later use. Show Godrick the might of our T-pose and get the Flock's Canvas Talisman. Now we go out and get the Ghost Lovewort spell number 3. Go to Necron and get the bell number 1. Show the mimic that the one who T-poses first wins. Light up some fires around the forest so we can challenge the Regal Ancestor Spirit. And after comparing the T-poses again, there's still quite a damage difference. This encounter took about 41 seconds. With the spirit down, we go and get the mimic here Ash for later. And I did not know that we can't open this chest if we're not doing Ronnie's quest. So we go off to the Carrion Manor and join Ronnie to get the Finger Slayer blade for her. So we can get the inverted statue, and after dealing with the Tower Guard, we get the Curse Mark of Death for Fia's quest. Now it's time to reach Deep Root Depths through the sewers. So we make the jump skip, get Mohg's shackle, and quickly take care of Mohg. Now we make our way down the coffins to open the secret entrance to Deep Root. Now that we're here, we make our way up the roots at the end of the area and challenge Fia's champions, who we pretty much spawn kill as they are no match to the T-pose. The fight against Fia's champions took about 47 seconds in total. Now we give Fia the Rune of Death so we can fight against Lichdragon. Lichdragon leaves himself quite open to the T-pose attack, and even though he has an 80% holy damage resistance, The fact that he keeps his head low to be hit for bonus damage allowed us to quickly take down his health. The fight against Lichdragon took about 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and I also died one time. Now we head over to the river main to get the Ronnie mini doll, cause a chain reaction with the slimes, get the last ghost bell we need, bully Invader Blyde pretty bad with the power of T-posing, we run through the Lake of Rot, get into the coffin so we can fight Estelle. For Estelle, his long swipe attack is pretty punishable as long as you dodge the initial swipe. But where we want to aim our T-pose at is at his head for massive damage. With one final T-pose, he seals his fate, and Estelle goes down, with the fight taking about 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Now we go and get the Purifying Crystal tier from the Invader, and make our way to fight Mohg, the Lord of Blood. And holy moly, it was infuriating to fight him. I died quite a lot of times due to the lack of health and defense against him. Nearly all of his attacks one-shot me when he reaches his second phase. With that death montage finished, now it's time to go get the golden scarab at the abandoned cave to make farming a bit faster than before. And after some T-pose farming, we now level up our health that's been lacking for quite a while. Then boom, no more getting one shot by Mohg. And the strategy used for Mohg was to burst down his health as much as we can for the first phase, and for the second phase we abuse any of his slower attacks and his skydiving attack, as you can miss if we're far away enough. And after finally submitting to the T-pose, Mohg goes down, with the fight taking about 6 minutes and 23 seconds. And I died 13 times. With the annoyance down, we now reunite some jellyfish to get the primal glintstone blade, just in case if it's needed. And after attaining a bit more enlightenment and seeing Corrin in fear of the T-pose, we go and challenge Fire Giant. With how easily we exposed his injured leg, it shows that our damage is phenomenal. We pretty much just bully him for the first phase. For the second phase, we continue to do what we do best, and that's asserting ourselves over the enemy. With one last T-pose, Fire Giant goes down, with the fight taking about 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Going forward, we have now reached Missoula and disintegrate a bunch of spooky boys along the way. Pick up the Perfume Cookbook 3 while I was going to gather some pots. Leveling up at this point is kinda overkill now. And now we face the Godskin duo. After getting smashed in the skull by an overhead, we put them both to sleep and start buffing ourselves to wipe out the duo. When it comes to these guys, there is no mercy. With 2 more T-poses, the Godskin duo goes down, taking about 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Now we T-pose to show our power, fail a jump afterwards, talk to Alexander to continue his quest, so that we may face him in honorary combat. But unfortunately, he could not resist the power of the T-pose. Goodbye, Alexander. We shall miss you. Now it's off to challenge the Dragonlord. Placidusax is a big and slow boss, and because of that, most of his attacks leave him pretty vulnerable, so we make good work against him. Only got set on fire a few times, but that's fine. The only scary part of the fight is his laser beams, as they can just one-shot me. And with one final hit from our T-pose, Dragonlord Placidusax goes down, with the fight taking about 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Now it's time to go just complete overkill and farm a bunch of runes. So we go and get the Missionary Cookbook 2 from Patches, and get the necessary ingredients to make the Golden Foulfoot. And with our near maximized rune gain, we T-pose the Albinaric population to an endangered status. Now we level up, then go to Volcano Manor, take out the Godskin Tubby real quick, then get used to Rykard's attack patterns again. Also farm some Living Jar shards for the Iron Jar Aromatic, which gives flinch resistance to his ground fire, and after dying a few more times, I survived the attack that can insta-kill me, and now the fight against Rykard officially starts. For the first phase, the only times I can attack is when the snake does a head slam, and when it finishes up a combo. Once the first phase is down, now it's on to the real fight. With this setup of ours, it's annoying to fight him, as he only gives small opportunities to attack. And that's when his head is down, when he pops out a skull from his mouth. Or the start and end phase of the huge Rancor attack near his right leg. Also, if you're too close to the lava, it'll just flinch you out of the incantation cast, which has caused me to miss some attacks against him. And with the final blow dealt, Rykard goes down, with the fight taking about 28 minutes and 51 seconds. And with the total time of attempts being about 1 hour and 4 minutes. And I died 6 times. He also sent out a little FU after the fight. With Rykard down, we now go and face Malenia. For Malenia, it's all about staying at a certain distance. Close enough to hit her with our T-pose, but far away enough to not be turned into a death montage clip. And because her dodge pattern is dodging to the side or at us, it gives a good opportunity for damage. After buffing up, we take Malenia to phase 2. For phase 2, it's pretty much the same plan. Abuse the distance between us to dish out T-pose damage, especially in her Scarlet Aeonia attack. But there's going to be a lot more dodging for our side, as she loves to rush us. And with one last attack, we have shown Malenia the might of our T-pose physique, and with the fight against her taking about 7 minutes and 41 seconds. Now it's time to unnecessarily farm more, inefficiently level up, get the Haligtree Talisman +2, level up the Mimic Tier Ash to the max, take out the Draconic Tree Sentinel with relative ease, at least compared to the previous incantation we used. And with our Holy Resist Talisman equipped, we now fight Maliketh. For Maliketh's first phase, we just play around the pillars and attack when we are able to. Also trying not to get careless and dependent on the pillar for safety. And when phase 2 hits, the time to attack is when he finishes doing a Destined Death attack. Or when he tries to overhead sword slam us. And with one last solid blow, we show that Destined Death is inferior to the T-pose, with the fight taking about 12 minutes and 10 seconds. Now at the last phase of the game, we go and get the engagement ring, so we can collect a bunch of starlight shards for insurance, see our main man die while attaining the rune of the perfect T-pose. He shall be honored with a T-pose salute. Now we get our health to near death, just so we can delete Gideon with our T-pose.
What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit for us. None shall take the throne. I rule in my bones. A man cannot kill a god.
And after getting some healing incantations, we now fight Godfrey. Godfrey's first phase is pretty much the same as we fought him as a phantom. Just stay far away enough that he dodges right into our attack, and then dodge his axe or his foot. For phase 2, we attack when he does a specific grab or when he finishes an attack chain. With the fight taking about 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And after showing Godfrey where true strength lies, now it's time for the final boss. For preparation of the fight, we get the Lord's Divine Fortification, redistribute our skill points to be more efficient, and level up for the last time the stat that I should have been leveling up all this time when I got Radagon's Ring of Light. And after getting a feel for the boss and how much damage I deal, I die and go to the Divine Tower of Caelid to suffer a bit and get the Godskin Apostle set for near max holy damage resistance in armor. And because I think this is going to be a very long fight, I'm going to be finally using the Mimic as our partner in T-pose. And after getting demolished a few more times, we go and get the Pearl Drake Talisman +2 for maximum Mimic survivability, and with everything finally together and suffering 2 more deaths, we now truly face the final bosses. For the Radagon phase, we quickly summon our Mimic and start to switch off of the defensive talismans. Then we start playing around the Mimic, using our fellow T-poser as a distraction and a way to heal and buff ourselves. We attack Radagon while also being careful as his aggro can change spontaneously. With one last T-post to his backside, Radagon goes down. And now we fight against the Elden Beast. The damage we do to the Elden Beast is actually quite okay for it having 80% holy resist. The only problem is how much it loved running away from me and my Mimic in this fight. That is what made this fight unnecessarily longer than it should have. The Mimic was also an absolute trooper. It was pretty much a tank with all the holy resist it had. We also switched off to the Godfrey icon for even more damage as well. But anyway, most of this fight was pretty much trying to catch up with the Elden Beast to try to damage it. After a lengthy fight with all the T-posing, the final hit has been made, along with the disrespect for my mimic. The last boss has been finally slain with the power of T-posing, with the fight against Radagon and the Elden Beast taking about 22 minutes and 56 seconds. I ended up retrying 6 times, and the total time with attempts being about 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now we must do what must be done, and that's get naked and go for the appropriate ending. There, it's been done. We have beaten the game with the power of T-posing. Another run has been finished. Man, this was a run idea that I had when I just started making challenge run videos. I'm pretty damn happy that I was able to complete it. Honestly thought the whole run was going to be how it was in the first half. I died a little on the inside for having to use the Litany of a Proper Death incantation, with Litany of a Proper Death being one of the worst spell dash incantations in the game. And with it being expensive FP and stat wise paired with its slow animation, it was much harder to use than beating the game with only a staff's melee. But the second half of the game cemented me into finishing this meme run. At first I thought Radagon's Ring of Light was going to be an okay attack at best. I didn't know it was such a powerful incantation. Very expensive stat wise to wield though, but the damage it provides is superb. Oh yeah, I didn't know what was happening with me in the Mohg fight. I died quite a bit there. Also, my brain broke a bit while farming for all those runes. Half of my gameplay time for this character is pretty much just farming. But all I can say though is thank God for a second monitor and long YouTube videos. It pretty much eased the pain of the repetitive work. Oh, and also the mimic. It was an absolute wall. Survived the entirety of the last bosses for about 23 minutes. It also healed and buffed me occasionally. Without it, I would have had a lot of extra deaths. Anyway, this was a fun meme challenge run that I recommend you don't attempt unless you're truly a masochist. Well, that's pretty much it for the video. Well, that's the end of the video. If you have any recommendations for a challenge run, make sure to comment down below what it might be. And well, this has been Worn Gamer 4, and make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell notification for alerts when I post a new video. And thanks for watching this video and my previous videos if you have as well. Later.